Mark might be on the verge of destroying Meta? Let's find out. Mark Zuckerberg recently made a statement that can potentially ruin Meta and Facebook. Let's discuss this for our video for today. Without further ado, let's jump right in. Realistically, there are probably a bunch of people at the company who shouldn't be here. That's a high-powered soundbite from Mark Zuckerberg directed at Meta and Facebook employees. Hey guys, I'm sorry, I hate to jump in. Could you just put the soundbite of Mark Zuckerberg saying, realistically, there are probably a bunch of people at the company who shouldn't be here? If we're talking about a soundbite, you have to play the soundbite. That's a high-powered soundbite from Mark Zuckerberg directed at Meta and Facebook employees. It was part of broader comments the CEO made at a recent weekly employee Q&A session. Zuckerberg also declared severe cost-cutting measures and increased pressure on employees to perform. The company prepares for tough times ahead. If I had to bet, I'd say that this might be one of the worst downturns that we've seen in recent history, Zuckerberg said. Part of my hope, by raising expectations and having more aggressive goals, and just kind of turning up the heat a little bit, is that I think some of you might decide that this place isn't for you, and self-selection is okay with me. At first glance, Zuckerberg's comments may seem like par for the course with global recession on the horizon, but it actually discloses signs of major problems, ones that could severely damage Meta's outlook for years to come. Namely, prioritizing short-term financials over people is a recipe for disaster. Let's break down why these comments lack emotional intelligence, obviously, and empathy, and what lessons you as a business owner can take away from it to help your company not only survive the next few years, but set itself up for future success. No empathy, no psychological safety. Zuckerberg's comments come on the heels of another important piece of company communication, one that carried the similar tone. I have to underscore we are in serious times here and the headwinds are fierce, wrote Meta Chief Product Officer Chris Cox in an internal memo circulated to employees recently, which was first shared by The Verge. Because of the current environment, Cox went on to say that the company needed to execute flawlessly, and the company leaders needed to prioritize more ruthlessly as they figured out how to operate leaner, meaner, better, exciting teams. So I'm sure you might be asking, what's the problem with the message Zuckerberg and Meta's executives are sending to the company? After all, perfect execution and ruthless prioritization are totally necessary in times like this, right? Not exactly. Research shows that employees prosper in an environment that promotes psychological safety, where people feel safe to take risks and make mistakes. By turning up the heat, as Zuckerberg put it, the company adds unwarranted pressures and makes a bad situation worse. Further, the idea of prioritizing ruthlessly, mixed with stricter management and monitoring of employee performance, relegates people to second place. It prioritizes the bottom line while forgetting the people responsible for the company's success. But Zuck's comments aren't directed at those people, you might argue. They're aimed at the deadweight, low performers. The people the company is better off without. Wrong again. Meta can't send this message to inferior employees without the risk of alienating its most valuable ones, because performance and life circumstances change. Even Meta's best employees make mistakes. They get sick, they start or grow families, their kids get sick, they lose loved ones, they get depressed, because we're all humans. By sending this type of message, Meta adds pressure on its entire people. People who, after having a bad month, or week, or even a bad day, will fear how their manager is looking at them, how their next evaluation will go, or how long they'll have their job. This is the opposite of a psychologically safe environment. It's psychologically damaging. Working under pressure like this isn't sustainable. It hurts your people, hurts your culture, and hurts your cause. In contrast, when company leaders see the big picture, when they make employees feel safe, that mistakes are okay, and that they've got their backs, those employees will not only perform better over the long term, but they will be inspired to remain loyal to the company. What if you're a business owner? You also see the impending recession. You're trying to figure out how to cut costs, and you're worried about some employees not pulling their weight long term, which makes things worse for those who generally excel. What do? Talk to your employees. Have an honest, transparent conversation, which undoubtedly Zuckerberg was trying to do. But instead of communicating in the harsh tone of "this is how it is, get out if you don't like it," try to communicate with empathy and compassion. Yeah, acknowledge the challenges, communicate the strategy, but do so without forgetting about the people. Do this right and you can still cut costs, execute well, and help your business to survive tough times. But you'll do so without alienating those who have helped you get here in the first place. Most importantly, you'll build a stable, emotionally intelligent culture that both you and your employees can be proud of. And that type of culture eats strategy for breakfast. Anyway, this wraps up the video for today. Let us know what you think in the comments below. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell while you're at it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.